what's growing on. Tiff the Garden Goddess here in my backyard, and I decided to give you guys an update on my garden beds. Now, check the link above because that will link you to my whole challenge I was having between the compost from Living Earth and the compost from Soil Building Systems. I have 4 garden beds in the back, and I decided to fill each garden bed with a different compost. The very last garden bed, so I have Living Earth, Soil Building Systems, and then I found a really cheap soil at Lowe's called Hapi-Gro. And I threw that in the bed and was just like, I just want to check it out. And then I have another bed that's just like some of everything, like just whatever I had left over was going in that bed. So I wanted to give you guys an update. I'm pretty sure once I show you all this video that you will be able to tell from your just visually looking which one has won. But anyways, here we go. Final results. Okay guys, final results here. This is my first bed. This is my whatever bed. These are all my peppers. Believe it or not, these peppers have been in the ground for like 2 months and nothing at all. I have a marigold over here that's doing pretty good. I'm not complaining about that. But I don't even remember what this is. Oh, these are collard greens. So these are my collards. Once again, everything in this bed has been in there for a while. Those are my peas, which I need to pull up. They never produced anything, but they also burnt out because it's really hot. I have a tomato plant that's doing okay. It's not doing bad. And I have beans that are just doing something weird. It's like, they're really short and they're putting on beans and they're flowering, but it's just a little bitty plant. Other little tomatoes that are just struggling. So this is my whatever bed, and yeah, no production whatsoever, I will say, from this bed. We're gonna go to the next one. This is my Soil Building Systems bed, and let me go around the other way. There's some netting there. So this bed has peppers in it as well. This is what they look like. Eaten on, yellow, very spindly. I think this is a mustard green. Whatever I had left of spinach is gone. Cilantro's doing okay. My zinnias are so weird looking. Like, they're just weird. Like, it's just a single stalk and you get this little colorful flower. It's just a weird looking plant. Once again, I have a tomato plant that's doing okay, and I have a bean plant that's putting on beans, but it's just the smallest plant in the history of plants. So, Soil Building Systems. Oh, I had some Swiss chard there. It's all eaten up. So Soil Building Systems, I would say no growth. Now, this is my Living Earth bed, and I know that I said I was going to put everything, that's in the other beds, like distribute my plants equally, but I didn't. So in this bed is cucumbers. Mind you, we are in Texas. It is very hot, and so I figured the cucumbers would be a good gauge because I just know they would do great in this weather. And they're okay. They're not doing bad, but it's still, very yellow leaves in areas. They're flowering super early with the yellow leaves. Like my sour gherkins, Mexican gherkins, they just look sad. They don't look happy. My nasturtiums, I got leaves, but they're yellow leaves. It's flowering super early. It's not a cute flower either. I'm gonna go with no production on Living Earth as well. Now, let's look at this bed. This is my Hapi-Gro bed. This is the cheap soil that I got from Lowe's. Matter of fact, it's the cheapest bed to fill. It's probably about $3.50 per 2 cubic foot bag. There's a lot going on in here, so let's take a look. I'm gonna kind of come this way. So off top, you have my collard greens. Did you see how rinky-dink the collard greens were in the beds over there? Same age. This is how big the collard greens should be getting. These are mustard greens, my crow leaf mustard greens. This is a zinnia as well, and these are celery plants that I actually need to thin down just a little bit. I have 2 marigolds over there. 2 marigolds that are about to bloom. Very pretty. Very proud of those. My cilantro, I've actually harvested a lot of cilantro, but it's hot, so they're going to flower, but I'm going to leave the flowers. I need to take this netting off. I have Swiss chard over there. Once again, this is everything in this bed is the same age as everything that was in those other beds. More cilantro here. And then I have my tomato plants, which have gotten really big. They even have flowers on them, so I should be having fruit pretty soon on these. Once again, these are the same tomato, like the same age as the tomato plants that were in the other beds. So yeah, and the funny thing is this is the last bed I planted out, and I realized I had so many tomatoes, so I just stuffed them in here. So I'm gonna have to start like clipping off some of these side shoots and stuff because they're kind of crowded and I don't want them to get a disease. So let's do a wide span here. We have the Hapi-Gro bed versus the Living Earth bed versus, Living Earth, soil building systems, everything in between. You guys tell me which bed has done the best, right? That Hapi-Gro bed is amazing. It looks amazing. A couple of things that I'm about to do though. So I already knew this, so I bought some more Hapi-Gro soil. These peppers are about to get pulled up. I am going to try and give these peppers a second chance at life because I think what's happening is they're nitrogen deficient. So you can tell that a plant is nitrogen deficient because the leaves are really yellow, and the yellowing usually starts at the bottom, and the leaves will turn yellow and then they'll fall off. So I've lost, of course, the baby set of leaves, and then I've already lost a set of true leaves. And you see the new growth in the middle. Well, it's trying to new growth. I mean, it's been like this. It's set like this for a while, but it's greener, so the new growth is going to come out greener because the plant's really trying, and the older leaves will start turning yellow, and eventually they'll fall off. So I am going to dig these peppers up and try to repot them. I have some nitrogen here, some blood meal, so I'm going to add that into some of this soil right here. We're just going to move them right here. We're not going far. And then what I'm actually going to do with this side of the bed after I move these peppers is I'm going to work some of this Hapi-Gro soil in. So I didn't go with so remember, if you go back to the video, I had the Hapi-Gro compost and the Hapi-Gro landscaper mix. So I decided to go with the landscaper mix instead of the compost because the compost was really, it wasn't broken down really well. So I'm going to mix this in with the topsoil of this, even maybe add in a little bit of nitrogen before I do it. And then I'm just putting watermelons in here. I'm just gonna let the watermelons take over. I love watermelons. I'm doing the same thing here. Whatever's not growing that I think I can salvage, I'm just gonna replant in a potter and some potting mix. And we're just about to plant watermelons out here and just call it a wrap because this bed is doing amazing. I have some tomato plants over there. On the other side of the fence I have tomato plants. And yeah, we're just gonna call that a wrap until fall. And then I'm gonna start planting out some maybe fall tomatoes. Definitely start putting my greens down, all that great stuff. So yeah, shout out to Hapi-Gro. You the bomb. All right, so just a quick note here. First year gardens can be difficult and you're not always going to get it right. a first year garden means that you are gardening in a space that you've never gardened before. So you're looking out for light, you're looking out for soil, you're looking out for pests, you're looking out for all of that, and you just don't know. You just never know, and you make mistakes, and that's the beauty of learning and gardening is that plants can be picked up and moved. You learn from your mistakes. Plants die. You learn the circle of life when you have pests and all this other stuff. And so it's okay. I mean, I'm happy to try and salvage my peppers. I understand that if I can't, then I can't. One thing I might look into, or if you have, well, I don't know, I'm not going to look into it. This is me being a lazy gardener, but you can always get your soil or your compost tested to see how much nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium you have in the soil, and then plant accordingly, obviously. One thing that I didn't do, I didn't check the pH, so that could be something that's going on with the compost. But that's once again, I am perfectly fine to buy this super cheap landscaper mix and put it in my garden bed. If anything, I'm super happy because now I know that when I start planning out other garden beds, this landscaper mix is what I need to go with, and just use compost as an amendment instead of using it as a full-on base for my plants, like full-on soil. I feel like it could have been broken down a little bit more. I have had an issue of termites, subterranean termites, that were eating my black-eyed Susans. So my black-eyed Susans had stopped growing, and were kind of looking like the peppers. So I had to spray nematodes, and I thought that would help with the peppers, but it wasn't subterranean termites, apparently, because the peppers are still there, and while the black-eyed Susans are doing great since I've sprayed, the nematodes in the garden, the peppers are not doing that awesome. So it's all a learning experience, and I'm so happy that you guys are learning with me. Let me repot these peppers and get these watermelons in the ground, these watermelon seeds in the ground, and I'll be back. All right, so this is what we got. What peppers I could salvage, I put in these pots. This is just old potting soil from the old house. I added nitrogen everywhere. So even, so here you'll see this is where I did the watermelon mounds. So I did 3 mounds per bed. And of course that had the Hapi-Gro mix. And then I added in the peat moss and the green sand, just like I did that bed down there. Watch my video down there in the comment or the description if you want to see how I made that bed amazing. But I also sprinkled some nitrogen around this end of the bed, these ends of the bed where I didn't add any Hapi-Gro mix. I just let those plants kind of stay there, and we'll see how big they grow. And then I watered it in. My strawberries actually have started to show signs of nitrogen deficiency as well. So I sprinkled some nitrogen over here, watered it in. The watermelons that I'm doing Moon and Star watermelons over here. I really love those. And over here, I'm doing the Hell's Best melon. Really love these. These are the most delicious ever. This bed is a Sugar Baby watermelon, and then, oh, you know what? I have the packets in here. So that's the Sugar Baby watermelon. These I got from Botanical Interest. And then I got this, I don't even know how to say that. I'm just going to say green flesh pineapple. This was free from Baker's Creek when I ordered some seeds like a year ago. So I put that there, just one of them, because I want to see how it does. And then the Moon and Stars watermelon I got from Park Seed, and the Hell's Best, which I love, I got from Park Seed. And most of these seeds are from last year that I'm just reusing. So anyways, got my watermelons here. This, I would like to note one thing. So yes, I'm giving Hapi-Gro all the credit for this bed, but also note that this bed does not get as much hot sun as all the other beds. And I'm wondering if that played a role in it. Also, I kept this netting on the entire time, so I wonder if this bed has less pests because I kept the netting on. I also wonder, at the end of this bed, I have some onions, some green onions that are about to go to flower. I wonder if that's helped keep the pest away. I know this was supposed to be really try to be an even experiment, but I wonder if this bed doesn't have some advantages. What's going to be the true test is these watermelon, to see how well they do after adding the Hapi-Gro mix, and pretty much the same thing I put in this bed, I just put on top of the compost in this bed. So once again, I left all my cucumbers there, added nitrogen to them, and watered them in because I think they're going to be okay. I feel like they're going to be okay if I give them enough nitrogen. But yeah, I just put some peppers in these beds over here and some peppers right down there. Once again, I amended, this is old potting soil, so when you have old potting soil, you just break it up, water it, make sure it's moisturized. It's weird, moisturized. Anyways, and I added lots of nitrogen to it. If you want to know, the seedling mulch that I really like to use is this stuff. It's called Easy Straw. I put this whenever I put down transplants or seedlings. It really helps stop the soil from bouncing back up when it's raining and getting onto the leaves and causing disease. And so I love using this stuff. As the watermelon plants, as the vines start getting really nice and long, I will be putting either newspaper or more of that seedling mulch underneath the vines so that they're not just on direct soil, because once again, you don't want to have disease or anything like that. So there we have it, Hapi-Gro bed 1. But we'll see if we can't make these living soil and living earth and soil building system beds come to life once again. We will see. So thank you for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed this experiment. I will keep you guys up to date on how well these garden beds are doing. If you enjoy my videos, remember to like and subscribe, all that great stuff. Thank you guys for following me and watching all my craziness, keeping up with all my mistakes. There's more to come. I got big ideas that I want to do with the yard, and I'm so happy that you guys have joined me. Anyways, until next time, bye.